Nostalgia Productions 2.0 continues. The Sonic the Hedgehog 2 Let's Play for the Sega Genesis. Yes, two guys in their games, we're back, and yeah, back with more Sonic 2.
And then nostalgia continues. Obviously.
Yeah, obviously.
I mean, if you think about it, this game is how many years old? 20, I believe?
21 this year, actually. I actually reviewed this game on Vizzed on its 20th birthday. Because it's just that dang important to me.
So wait, it's 21 years old now, or it'll be 21 in November?
It'll be 21 in November. It turns 21 this year. So I guess at the moment, yeah, it's about 20 years old.
Yeah.
And I'm only 17. And I still love this frickin' game.
And I'm 20 and I still love this game.
Yeah. See, you got, like, Sonic 1 in your birth year because, you know, you were born in 1993. No, you were born in 93. So, you, got Sonic CD in your birth year. I, on the other hand, was born in 1995 and got what is possibly the worst Sonic game of all time released in my birth year. Actually, scratch that. Well, it's what I believe would be the worst Sonic game of all time was released in my birth year.
What?
You know, that game that, is slower than 06? You know, that game that I will not mention until it is time for me to review it on Vizzed Board. If you're wondering what Vizzed Board is, you know, you should have watched the first part. But anyway, we are recording this off Vizzed Board. I wish I could say I was recording this off the actual Genesis, but I'm not. I will do that for my channel, though. Or at least I'll try to. If I can't, then I'll just do it on Vizzed Board again, because these guys deserve the... Well, I'm not going to say publicity, because we're not really popular at the moment. But, they deserve as much attention as they can get right now, in my opinion. You know, they're a great site. They've allowed me to relive my youth, and as well as play some games that I never even got to play on the Super Nintendo and the Genesis. You know, of course I did play, you know, Sonic 3 and Sonic and Knuckles on the Mega Collection, but you know, I got to play it again on Vizzed Board, and I'm going to say right now that, you know, playing it with my PC controller just felt better than playing it with my GameCube controller, because I actually have a D-pad that is actually somewhat, you know, functional, and not small as, like, it's smaller than the 360's D-pad. It's on the bottom, too. So, in a way, the control sticks being swapped like a PlayStation controller actually kind of helped me out with the emulators that use that for game systems that have D-pads.
The thing is now, though, you still can't play PlayStation.
Well, not yet. Not yet. I believe that. I do believe that at some point he did mention maybe doing it.
Yeah, I was gonna do it, but I know you can't. That's what I'm saying, though. You hate those freaking controllers.
Fail here. Moving on. Okay. Okay, let me just state that, you know, I do actually kind of hate the PlayStation controllers from, you know, the DualShock. Like, I don't like the DualShock controller. I'm just gonna say that. The reason for this mostly being due to the fact that the control sticks are not. They just don't look right. They don't look like they're supposed to be there. It's complicated. I mean, I know probably the reason that Sony did that is probably because they wanted to keep the look of their original PlayStation controller, because the DualShock was introduced on the PlayStation 1, I do believe. Why did I not take that? Anyway, but they just wanted to quickly attach the control sticks to their original controller, and the quickest, easiest way to do that is just simply to keep the controller as it is, and then just put the two control sticks on the bottom, but to me, that just kind of screwed everything over. Because when I have a controller, I like to have the control sticks, kind of like, you know, the GameCube or the 360 controller, where it's on the upper left corner of your controller, and the D-pad's on the bottom left. I like it that way. You know.
And you also like the Xbox button layout because of the way where it's confused the hell out of you.
The PlayStation buttons confuse the mess out of, like, I always know what X and triangle are, but square and circle I can never get right. Like, there are times, because my girlfriend actually has a PlayStation 2, and I do play on that occasionally when I go over there. Stuff like that on it. But, you know, it's just, I always, whenever there was a QuickTime event in that game in particular, I would have to look down at the controller if it gave me square or circle just to verify where it is. Because it's just the buttons. I'll get more into it later, but, you know, it's just something that that I'm actually kind of afraid to talk about, because I am sort of afraid that Sony fanboys who, you know, are just gonna come up here and just say, oh, this guy hates, you know, PlayStation controllers, that means he hates Sony, which means he must die, and, like, because Sony obviously makes the best gaming console ever. Okay, allow me to clarify this real quick. Who pulled the video game industry out of the video game crash? Nintendo. Who was the first company to compete with Nintendo after that happened? Sega. Sony only came into the console developing market after the 64 was announced.
Oh yeah, let me get this while we're talking about Nintendo and Sega. In 2002, or was it 2001 when the Nintendo came out?
The GameCube?
Yeah.
The GameCube came out in 01, yes.
Here's the problem I got with that. When Nintendo came out with the GameCube, one of the first games released on it was a Sonic game.
Yeah, Sonic,
and everybody knows Nintendo is a Mario, is the mainstream Mario character.
Yeah,
Mario
is Nintendo's mascot.
Mascot, yeah. So why would Sonic have a game on their system?
Well, this is mostly due to the fact that around 2001, I believe the Dreamcast died. You know, like, they did do a last little hurrah with Sonic Adventure 2, and I think it was a great way to send out the system, because the GameCube port, anyway, is a great game. I love it. You know, it was actually one of the first games I got for it, and I believe it was actually the first game I played on the system. I'm not completely sure about that, but I believe that was the case. Because I got the GameCube that was bundled with Metroid Prime. Like, but when I opened my GameCube, because I got it for Christmas, when I opened my GameCube in the present, I saw the robot, and I thought, oh, look, toy robot. But then I actually opened the rest of the gift, the other half of the gift, and I see the GameCube. I was ecstatic, and the next two presents I opened all contained GameCube games. I believe I got like 4 other GameCube games to go with it. And one of them was, indeed, Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. I believe another one was Mario Kart Double Dash. And I'm trying to remember what the other games are at the moment, but I just can't put my fingers on them right now, because I think I might know what they are, but either that or it was just those two. I can't remember. But I do remember getting Sonic Adventure 2 Battle and being, like, really excited about that. But, you know, the reason why Adventure 2 Battle got on the GameCube before Mario did was because Sunshine was, I believe, still in development at the time. But, I mean, technically, they did get a Mario game on the console at launch, because Luigi's Mansion. But, you know, to some people, it's not really a Mario game if Mario's not the main character.
Is Mario even in that game?
Yes, he's in the game. He's actually the... I like to call him... Like, I never played this game, but from what I've heard of it, Mario's pretty much the Princess Peach of that game. Because he gets kidnapped, and Luigi has to save him.
Okay, so you let your mascot get kidnapped.
By Booze. By freaking Booze.
Well, I guess we can accept that, because Eggman has captured Sonic before, and Amy had to rescue her, so... I mean him, so...
Wait, when did that... I can't... When was this?
Sonic Adventure 1. Sonic Adventure DS. Amy's story.
I don't remember Sonic getting captured. I remember Amy being captured.
But, yeah, you're right. Amy saved if... Amy saved him 103 Omega, and then, Sonic saved Amy. That's how it was, that's right.
Anyway, now we have all the Chaos Emeralds. But like I was saying, I think the closest thing, by the way...
Oh yeah, we haven't even talked about
Adventure was, E102 Gamma, by the way. Omega wasn't introduced to the heroes. But back to what I was saying. The closest thing I can think of to what you were thinking of when Sonic gets captured is he was captured by the military in Adventure 2. Because they thought, you know, he stole the Chaos Emerald. Yeah. I'm still pretty confused about that. Supersonic. But, that's the closest thing I can think of to what you're trying to get across there.
Yeah. Even though that isn't a real main character. But still.
Yeah. But anyway, guys, we're approaching the end of the part here. Don't worry. The rest of the parts will be, will not contain any special stages whatsoever, because we've already beaten all of them. Well, yeah, there's all of Sonic's, leaning on the edge animations.
And oh yeah, like and subscribe. See ya.
See you in part 3.